Welcome to our course, Sustainability, Learning from Leading Companies. My name is Vincent Aloysius. In this unit titled Applying Global Sustainability Principles Locally, I'll be speaking about how initiatives and efforts at a local level can be scaled up to make an impact, particularly when combined with a sense of responsibility and leadership from businesses and other stakeholders. Global scale problems such as climate change and ocean plastic seem so huge, so large in fact that we can feel helpless at times when trying to address them. And it is not just you and me that feels powerless. For businesses, they may be unsure of where they can contribute or are simply waiting for top-down directives to guide their efforts. There are approximately 12 million tons of post-consumer plastics polluting the world's oceans because of leakage. Asia is the source of 60% of plastic waste, with the bulk of it coming from countries in Southeast Asia. And yet, business community has been slow to act. Inaction is dangerous. Not only will the environment continue to suffer, but businesses run the risk of suffering negative publicity. Instead of waiting for others to take the lead, businesses need to look inward, consider their own strategy and capability, and turn these findings into actions that can be initiated at a local level. This is how impactful sustainability leadership is started, maintained, and local commitment received. Sustainability leadership is not always a top-down effort. It requires people at all levels to feel as if they can contribute and lead in their own way. It also means initiatives need to be taken as opposed to waiting for others to start. There are a number of great examples of bottom-up waste management initiatives and informal waste management created through sustainability leadership. These efforts have been proven to be far more effective than top-down waste management policies. We can see one example of this in Indonesia. In an attempt to share success stories and accelerate impact across the entire country, the Indonesian Waste Platform was created. The organization was founded by local stakeholders who saw how effective efforts in their own communities could be shared amongst local leaders. The Indonesian Waste Platform has since built efforts into more widespread action. They have linked community efforts to create innovative solutions. By exerting sustainability leadership, national and local governments, as well as businesses and other organizations, have been able to contribute. The Indonesian Waste Platform has helped coordinate waste management initiatives, enabled numerous educational programs, and paved the way for co-creation amongst various stakeholders. For example, sustainability leadership at a local level can be found also in Pune, India. The city relies almost entirely on informal recycling activities. It covers around 20% of the total waste generated. That's roughly 2,000 tons per day. You're probably wondering what the impact of all this is. Well, the benefits are realized both environmentally and financially. These informal recycling activities are estimated to save the city roughly $10 million a year. According to the United Nations Economic and Social Committee, this reduces the city's greenhouse gases by up to 50,000 tons of carbon dioxide equivalents per year. To put that into context, that is like the equivalent of the amount of CO2 emitted by 10,000 cars. We can all learn a lot from examples like the two I've mentioned here. Firstly, it shows that anyone at any level can take on a sustainability leadership role. Businesses, however, need to contribute to sustainability in a much bigger way. This isn't something that we should see as a burden. It is actually an opportunity for companies to look inward, find their purpose. If businesses can find their purpose and articulate it in a way that resonates with all employees and even customers, energy is created. This energy can lead to the company becoming a role model and a leader, daring to be the first to act. As we have seen with efforts to tackle environmental challenges at a local level, if you have purpose and leaders, you can create momentum. Once you have momentum, others will join in with these efforts. This is no different in the business world. If businesses see their peers driven by purpose and creating momentum, they will join in and they can see that the path to impactful and significant change. Bottom-up waste management at local level was how INSEE Ecocycle started off its own project on waste plastics. Coming from the cement industry, as you can imagine, our industry is energy and resource intensive and generally viewed as not very environmental friendly. Cleaning up the act, but at the same time making a profitable business out of the concept of industrial ecology brought about a greener image for our industry. In Thailand, like in most developing economies, waste management infrastructure is lacking. Waste ends up in dump sites that are quite often located close to rivers where plastic can wash away during a heavy downpour. This is how a lot of plastics end up in the oceans. It became clear that if we could remove plastics from landfill, we could stop more plastics from reaching the ocean. Instead of waiting for others to do something about this, Ecocycle created the RDF project in order to both remove plastics from dump site to produce what we call refuse-derived fuel. Using RDF to fuel cement kilns is environmentally beneficial in two ways. Firstly, RDF replaces part of the fossil fuel used while enabling the energy in non-recyclable plastics to be harnessed in a clean and safe way. Currently, Ecocycle extracts and processes roughly 10,000 tons of RDF each month. This comes from its own activity with additional RDF sourced from other landfill operators. The results have been impressive. Ecocycle used more than 120,000 tons of RDF from landfills and dump sites after the first year of this project. To put this into perspective, that is equivalent to approximately 11 million plastic bags. We can't look towards others to start something. Businesses with the resources available at their disposal should take up a much greater role. There are many reasons for inaction. For example, customer perception and market acceptance may hinder action from businesses. But we really need to consider extended producer responsibility. Should businesses that manufacture goods bear the cost of disposal of waste, packaging, pollution, and unintended byproducts? Or should this cost be passed on to society to bear? It feels as if so many large firms talk a good game when it comes to extended producer responsibility, but they don't always back up these words with their actions. Where's the commitment from big businesses to stop the leakage they are causing in the circular economy? Instead of talking about extended producer responsibility and waiting for someone else to take the charge, businesses should be proactive and take the lead from others to follow. As we've seen, anyone can take charge with a little initiative and action. And once someone takes the lead, others will join in the efforts and combat pollution. Before that can happen, we need to take action. Start somewhere. Overcome the challenges presented to us. This is how businesses can start their journey towards sustainability leadership. Action at this level is only the starting point. It is the foundation that allows us to build and create something bigger. In order to create more impactful actions, we need to embrace co-creation. Big businesses can achieve so much more when they seek out local partners who understand the landscape. Small businesses can enable success stories at a local level, while big firms have the reach and capabilities to expand these efforts. One of the things I mentioned earlier is how the sheer size of global environmental issues can leave us feeling helpless. That's nothing to be ashamed about. Businesses taking small steps to help solve the problem is an important beginning. That is because companies practice leadership in sustainability. It inspires and encourages others to get involved. These actions can then be used as part of a larger co-creation. Sustainability leaders can unite their small individual steps to become part of a much larger, diverse movement combating the massive environmental challenge. With demonstrable leadership coming from businesses, along with a willingness to co-create, we'll be able to create the momentum required to tackle these global scale problems. At the end of the day, businesses need to embrace the leadership role in sustainability. Regulations and policies often lag behind innovation. It is vital that we go beyond compliance. Taking a sustainability leadership position is when businesses can begin to make a significant impact. This brings me to the end of this unit on applying global sustainability principles locally. Thank you for watching. In the following unit, senior researchers of the Conference Board's Global Sustainability Center, Anka Schrader, Anush Shaush, and Thomas Singer will summarize the content of all the units that have been presented in this course.